Hello, my name is Katie Vanenburg, Forest Therapy Guide, trained with the Global Institute of Forest Therapy and Nature Connection, and it is a pleasure to connect with you from the Forest City, also known as London, Ontario. And I am in awe of the forest, and it has been a place of respite and peace and nourishment throughout my entire life. And today I am honored to take you on an experience of what a forest therapy walk is like, as well as sharing with you the mental as well as physical benefits of taking a forest walk. Where my journey began. I came to the forest to find peace, and in turn I found myself. When I'm walking slowly and mindfully, it allows my mind to quiet. It allows any tension in my body to relax, any anxiety to subside, and the opportunity to bring in awareness of the subtleness that's within the forest and mirroring that in my own body. I see pain in others that I can see in myself. There's scars that you can bear, but you can move through them and learn from them, heal in a way that makes you a better person because of those scars. And you can be strong and stand tall and still find a way to move through life with ease. Because sometimes in really challenging moments, that's all I can do is just breathe. When you focus on the breath, you're staying in the present moment. There's no past or future. And when you breathe mindfully and slowly, you signal to the body and the mind that you're entering into a state of relaxation. Trees give off essential oils into the air called phytoncides, and trees use these as their defense mechanism to fight off pests and disease. And when we breathe that into our lungs, we are taking in all those healing benefits, from boosting our immune system, fighting off disease, lowering blood pressure, improving your mood, and calming the nervous system. It's our human nature to be connected, from the water that we drink, from the food that we eat, to the trees that provide shelter, create our homes. And when we go into the forest, we're restoring that ancient bond. Through forest therapy, just taking in the natural lush greens that our eyes most easily process, I have been able to overcome a lot of challenges in my life and have had profound healing moments that helps ground yourself, and through that deep connection allows the opening of the door to healing. We begin a forest therapy walk by awakening our senses and allowing an opportunity for us to ground and connect with the land. This is the first imitation, called Pleasures of Presence. Find a comfortable position, whether it's standing or seated. Making sure that you have good footing beneath your feet, because we will be taking a few minutes here. If it's comfortable for you, inviting you to close your eyes or lowering your gaze. Taking in some cleansing breaths, so inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Perhaps creating a sigh. Nice big inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Continuing breathing mindfully. And with each exhale, see if you can allow your body to relax a little bit more, releasing any tension in your body and your muscles.
knowing that you're in a safe space, and allowing any busyness of your day to subside, allowing yourself to draw inward, connecting with your breath, allowing this opportunity to breathe in the forest, breathing in this fresh air, and I'll take this time to guide you through each of the senses. So when you're ready, drawing your attention to your sense of sound. Noticing a sound that is nearby you. Perhaps shifting your head in one direction or the other. And then drawing your attention to a different sound, perhaps a sound that's further away. Maybe the breeze through the forest leaves, maybe a bird in the distance, or a bubbling creek. Moving your head in one direction or the other, noticing if that changes anything for you. When that feels complete for you, drawing your attention to your sense of touch. Sensing the breeze on your skin, perhaps shifting your body from one side or the other, or shifting your head in one direction or the other. Noticing if you can sense the sunlight coming through the tree canopy. Feeling the difference in temperature. Mindfully bending down and placing your hands onto the ground, sensing what's around you and below your feet. Drawing your attention to your sense of smell, taking in a nice inhale through the nostrils and exhaling out the nostrils. Noticing any differences in temperature on the inhale or the exhale. Perhaps noticing the subtleness of the dryness or temperature of the air. See if you can sense anything that's being carried along the breeze. Sensing all the organic matter in the forest through the canopy, in the understory, and the forest floor. Inhaling that in through the lungs, into your body. Perhaps shifting the direction of your head to see if that changes any sensations for you as you're connecting with your sense of smell. When that feels complete for you, shifting your attention to your sense of taste, inviting you to open your mouth and take in an inhale through the mouth, filling your palate and your taste buds with the forest air. Continue breathing in through the mouth, filling the palate, noticing the temperature of the air. Notice any subtleties of the forest that might be coming through, maybe dryness or moisture, maybe the sweetness of any plants. Before we move to our last sense, which is the sense of sight, I'll invite you to bring in a sense of wonder and curiosity and fresh perspective. So when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes and beginning to see the forest as if you've never seen it before, scanning the horizon, the tops of the canopy, coming down to the understory, and right down to seeing what's below your feet and around you. taking in all those different greens and shades and textures and lighting into your awareness. Taking another couple breaths there and allowing that to come to completion. Now that our senses are awakened and our bodies are grounded, this is an opportunity to slow down to the present moment, connecting with the rhythm and pace of the forest and the season by taking a slow, mindful walk. Now, this is a slower pace than when you're hiking, allowing you to engage in one of your senses, perhaps your sense of touch as you're going along the trail, following your curiosity and what's drawing you to come closer.
The next invitation is an opportunity to connect with water and its life-giving properties. For this invitation, it's best done if you can position yourself near a moving body of water. It can be a larger river, but it can also be a small, bubbling little creek as well. Any moving body of water. Those give off negative ions, and for our bodies, help bring us back into a natural state and a natural rhythm, similar to the grounding properties when you connect with the earth. So I'll invite you to take a moment to find a moving body of water to guide you through this next invitation.
Water has life-giving properties, bringing vitality to this creek, to the forest, to the animals, to the food that we grow, and the water that's in our bodies. Begin by positioning yourself close to a moving body of water, slowly lowering your hands down to the water, staying about a foot above the water, sensing the energy, the flow of the water below you as you take some mindful breaths. When you're ready, slowly lowering your hands down to the water about an inch away, imagining the journey that a raindrop has taken down the clouds, through the forest canopy, down into the understory, through the rocks and soil, making its way into the creeks and waterways. Now you're invited to engage the creek in any way that feels comfortable and inviting for you. Could be placing your hands in the water, maybe even placing your feet in the water. Water is very diverse. It can be tranquil and calm. It can be rushing and fierce. It can be solid or liquid, warm or cold. And that mimics what's happening in our bodies as well. So sometimes it can evoke a sense of playfulness and curiosity. And sometimes it can bring on a sense of helping us release big emotions, such as grief. So just being gentle with yourself as you're connecting with water. Take some time to give gratitude to the element of water in whatever way feels comfortable for you as we close out of this invitation.
So I'm here in the forest and the weather has shifted into rain, and I encourage you to explore the forest when it's raining. There's something really magical that happens in the forest. It quiets and softens. You can hear the raindrops coming all the way from the top of the canopy, right down into the understory and then making its way onto the forest floor. It's a really soothing sound. And in the distance, we have a little creek here, and I can hear the raindrops making their way into the creek as well. So when it's raining, there's a little bit of birds singing, not too much wind today. And I love seeing what's in motion, noticing the raindrops as they come down onto various leaves. And it makes the forest feel really alive and vibrant. And the smell is amazing. So I'm taking some nice deep breaths. And really taking it all in. So I encourage you, the next time it's raining, to get out and enjoy the forest. To conclude a forest therapy or forest bathing walk, there's one last invitation for connection. By bridging the outer landscape with the inner landscape of your body, through your sense of taste. With an invitation of tea ceremony, and it's one of my most favorite invitations to guide. I form a connection with a tea plant, and I'm able to share that with you, both the healing benefits and the opportunity for you to take in the forest. So find a comfortable seat, and I'll take you through tea ceremony.
As a guide, I begin to set up the tea ceremony space by bringing elements of the forest into the center, while setting out the teapot and handmade teacups. These cups are beautiful, and they have eastern white pine, which is my favorite tree, and eastern white cedar on the sides of the cups. I've also brought in snacks to share as well, and the element of fire. When possible, I love to set up my tea ceremony next to a moving body water to bring in the element of water during the tea ceremony. Here's a closer up view of how the tea ceremony space is set up. I lay out the number of cups for the amount of people that are there. Those are local organic blueberries. And over here is our tea plant, which I'll be sharing in just a moment. The guide usually sets up tea ceremony while participants are out in their last invitation with nature, and then they're able to come back to this beautiful surprise.
So I invite you to join our circle for tea ceremony invitation. We'll be connecting our outer landscape with our inner landscape, engaging with our sense of taste, and literally drinking in the healing benefits of the forest. And today's tea plant that I chose was elderberry. They are native to North America and Canada. They have beautiful flowers that bloom in the spring and that turn into berries later in the season. Both the flowers and the berries are edible, and they can be used in a tea. And for today's tea, I am using the berries. You can see how small they are. Kind of a purpley red. Really subtle but beautiful fragrance to them. We'll start by pouring our first cup. ceremony, we're also connecting with the element of water. And behind me is the medway tree. And so whenever I can do tea ceremony, I love being near a body of water to bring in the water element into our tea ceremony and giving gratitude for the vitality that it provides. And with our first cup of tea, we give gratitude back to the forest for holding space for us, for supporting us through our forest therapy walk, but also through our lifetime. And so I want to offer this first cup of tea back to the forest in gratitude. I invite you to take a cup of tea. Holding the tea in your hand. Smelling the tea.
Taking a closer look at the elderberry tea, you can see the beautiful, rich red color that the berries make. They're high in vitamin C and rich in polyphenols with many health benefits. The elder is a legendary tree considered magical and sacred in many cultures, and this beautiful color is often used for dyes.
Feeling the warmth of the tea in your hand. And taking a few deep breaths. So you're welcome to simply hold the tea and smell it. Connecting with the plant in that way. Or if it feels comfortable for you, allowing yourself to take our first sip together. Allowing it to fill your palate. Noticing any subtle qualities. Perhaps taking a second sip. Noticing where you sense the tea moving and shifting in your body, if there's any awarenesses there.
These local organic blueberries help nourish ourselves from our walk, and if any big emotions came up when we're eating or drinking, we help to calm and regulate our nervous system.
Taking a moment to give gratitude back to the earth, back to the forest. For holding us in our practice today. In whatever way feels comfortable for you.
Thank you for joining me today on this forest therapy experience.
I hope that you're able to incorporate these into your everyday life in your forest, in your neighborhood, and where you live. And to bring our time together to a close, I wanted to share a poem that I wrote that was inspired at my sit spot. So take a moment to find a comfortable seat and take in this poem. It's titled Gift of the Forest. Grounded in the truth of who I am, I tenderly walk on this earth with grace, gratitude, and compassion. I belong here among the trees, next to grandmother oak, sister spruce, mother pine, and baby birch. When I find quiet stillness, I can hear the wise teachings from the trees, wildflowers, and birds. I can tap in at any time, taking a moment to pause and breathe, allowing the tranquil water to calm my mind and the wild winds to lift my spirit. I walk with confidence into the darkness and be present on the forest floor. I bow in reverence to release my fears. My inner compass led me here. Facing northwest, I sit in the forest, by the river, the evergreens, and rocks. An exploration of the heart and soul to unfold. With gratitude and open arms, I welcome the gift of the forest. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Katie Vanenburg, and I am a forest therapy guide. And if you would like to connect with me, my business is called Peaceful Pine Wellness, which you can find on Facebook and Instagram. And I look forward to hearing about your forest therapy experiences. Wishing you a peaceful day. Thank you again, and take care.